I'm going to spend 10, 15 minutes about the group project. We have learned teamwork is important, right? Self-motivation team and the team approach, how effective for the high-tech industry, for the defense industry, for even manufacturing. Japanese Toyota have self-motivated team in the production line. So team building is important. In a lot of projects, finance, accounting, whatever, your professor make you to do a team project. You probably hated it, but you have to do it. This course is different. I'm teaching you the team building skill. I want you to see whether you can use some of those team building skills to really implement that in your real life to become a successful manager. Okay, so do that. It's important. That's why I want to go over a couple of team building skills with you. Actually, just review some of those stuff we discussed in chapter 15. So for the first assignment in the group project, I posted, and I want to go over with you very briefly. Okay, so this is the first one called Group Organization Report, G1. Okay, if you see under the group folder, G1 instruction. Okay, first of all, I give you a couple pages here. Okay, in the chapter 15, a couple pages here, 447, 449, 457. You can read it. You have to refresh some of those team building principles of yourself. Okay. Then specifically, I want you to know in this report, section 1, I want to have a contact paper and a communication procedure. Okay, communication is number 1. No communication, no success. So first of all, you have to know who in your group, how to contact them, what's their basic background, their social media account, their email, etc., etc. I want you to create a good table. Secondly, I want you to give me a standard operation procedure regarding to how you folks coordinate. Okay, we're going to do this way, this way. If emergency, we do this way. If the paper, we do this way. I want you to create certain scenario, all the communication possibilities and the procedures. You figure it out. For the communication table, I have some students give me an awful table. So big, because what? Certain column, you have too many sentences. So many columns, you have few things, but what? So big. So what? Adjust your column width. Certain column bigger, certain column smaller. Make it nice. If you took Alex Chan's class, at least your report, your table looks reasonable and nicely done. Okay, so in the section 1, please give me a good table. Okay, and please give me a good standard operation procedure. How do you folks going to communicate? Okay, and what's the major social media? How do you share the documents? Emergency chatting, if you need face-to-face, or if I want to contact Emma regarding to one specific issue, as a person do not want to be involved. I prefer someone give me a text through what kind of procedure, so you have to think about all kinds of things. Second thing is know your members. By the end of the semester, a lot of time, you still don't even know everyone's name. You still don't know who is Nicholas. That's not good. President Clinton was so successful, okay? Of course, for a lot of reasons. Otherwise, An Arkansas boy can be the president of the United States. One of the very unique part about President Clinton is what? He got a memory, good memory, memorized people. He shook hands with you, then say, MJ, how's your grandma? Come on, you talked to this guy 3 years ago. He remember MJ's grandma has some minor issues in the blood sugar or something. Oh, Jaden, how's your sister? Okay, he has a good memory. How to do that? People say, because he's the president, he can have people take notes. No, no, no. Before he became the president, how can he get there? Good memory. Does he really smarter? I don't know. I don't want to comment on it. But what is the trick to remember different person? You relate a person to something. Relationship memory. Okay? If I relate MJ to something, Nicholas to something, Jaden to something, then what? Easy to remember. So in this section, I don't want you to tell me Emma is marketing major and she came from Momel or she came from hospital. That's not what I want. I want you folks can relate. Oh, Emma is so unique in certain area. Also, you want people to remember you. How do you want to relate yourself to? So introduce yourself, says I am blah, 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 so you can remember me. Okay, so the section 2, I am really, really want you to do some what? To do some unique stuff. So group member by the end of the semester, all the German athlete who run 100 meter is 3 seconds or not 3 seconds, 9 seconds or whatever. So that's something I want. Emma or CM or someone. So I want you to create as an exercise. How could you do a bio summary about everyone, including yourself? Okay. And in reality, I want you to do that exercise. How do you learn relationship memory? And also I want the picture, individual picture or group picture, okay? I do have one student told me, I'm very private. I don't want to show my picture. That's fine, okay? So in your group, if I miss 1 or 2 pictures, that's okay. Okay, but in general, okay, you shouldn't be shy. I'm not going to sell your picture. It's just a picture, okay? The next one is also important, very, very crucial, called task definition and the division of labor, okay? In the chapter 15, 3 types of task definition. Do you folks remember? The traditional one we call what? Pool, P-O-O-L-E-D. Then we have something called what? Sequential task structure, right? You finish this task, this task, this task. Then we have independent, interdependent task structure. Everything, everyone involved with everything. You define your group task structure, okay? You consider different perspectives. Certain things quick and dirty. Pool, okay, you do question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, quick. But accountability, if I split 5 pieces of the pie, 4 pieces are nicely decorated, nicely made. The other piece, rotten. It's a fingerprint there, so dirty. The whole piece ruined, right? Because what? That little piece. So for the team project, accountability is important. How could you assure if you want to do the pool structure, every piece is complete and nicely done? Sequential is a possibility. Interdependent is another possibility. But interdependent and sequential takes what? More time and effort. Okay? You can do a perfect way, but gonna cost you triple the time. Is it worth it? So you folks have to make a balance. How are you going to define your task structure? Then who is responsible to what? That's also important. Okay? In each question, I will have question one. Okay? Then question one, I have a sub questions. This company, I want you to give me the net income by division. I want you to give me the history of the company. Okay? So you can have what? Q1A and the Q1B, etc., etc. Okay? If you miss any component, you will lose 3 points. A lot of group, they are so smart. They give someone to do this section. But someone is so busy. I give him 3 sub questions, only do 1. The other 2 ignore. Or if I ask him during the presentation, what's the net income by? I couldn't find it. Okay? If it's an individual project, you couldn't find it, I'm not going to kill you. But team project, you couldn't find it, Emma can find it, maybe someone else can find it. So accountability. If you have a division of labor and task structure, you not just divide it by Q1, you also have what? Q1A, Q1B. Then MJ is checker for P1A. Then Nicholas is the check person for what? Q1B. Then you folks cover everything. So entire paper will be complete and perfect. Okay? This semester, sometimes depends upon the semester. I don't want to give 90% of a student A. Of course, I don't want to give what? 10% A. I want to have a balance. At this moment, 50%, more than 50% A, okay? If I'm so easy on the paper, I'm going to get 70% A. That's too much. So in the group project, I ask you question 1 with 1A, 1B, 1C. You miss 2 components, the entire paper, you lose what? 6 points. Okay? So you may have an exam average 91%, but your group project is 75%. You probably lose your A. Okay? To be the bad guy, because you folks are a good student, I want you to have what? A better team building skill, a better accountability, really master the team building approach, the team building stuff. So please be careful in this, okay, division of labor. I want you to be what? Doing a good task structure, and it covers everything. Everything. Another thing in a division of labor you can do is what? Emma is good in graphic design. Nicholas is good in making table, or someone's good in proofreading. You can also use individual strengths. Divide it, okay, different role on the specialty to enhance your paper. That's a different type of what? Division of labor. One is you cover your task. The other one is what? How could you, by divided different approach, different perspective, to make the table, to make the report better, the final report. Rules and the regulations, of course, rules and the regulations are important. I have students come back to me in the middle of the semester. Dr. Chen, this guy never responds my email. Or it's a due date, but he hasn't given me his report, his research. Don't ask me. What's the rule in your agreement? Did you specify if someone do not respond to email, someone do not submit something on time, or someone do not do whatever, it's called tardiness or it's called missing. How do we punish that? Okay, I couldn't find that. Maybe bad email or internet, can we use a backup plan, send a text message to remind them or whatever? You have to have a good rule and a guides to run the team. Don't have anything. Of course, there's a problem. You couldn't handle that. In the chapter 15, we talk about a company. They have 36 pages of guidelines. Everything in the guideline. Okay? You folks are allowed to fire one individual person. If everyone thinks this guy is hopeless, is violate our rule, we want to fire him, you are allowed to do that. Then this person being fired, you do individual project. Okay? Because you are fired, you do individual of one person, but you still have to what? You still have to submit something group projects quality. Otherwise, I evaluate you not by individual project, by group project. Okay, so you have to have a good guideline and good rules. And it won't hurt. I mentioned it in the report. You also can have some guideline about how to respect each other, how to encourage the disagreement. Okay, and disagreement is very important for the success. Okay, anyone is fired by a group will do the individual case. So if you see the case list, I have the company 6, Toyota. That's the case I reserve for individual case. If you are fired, you'll be to that case. Okay, a lot of things in that case, you have to do it from scratch. The last one is formatting. I tell you, you need a cover letter. The cover letter have these components. If you lose any component, 1 point. Because if you create a cover letter, there are certain rules or certain important components. You have to get into it. Okay, so if you do that, you lose 1 point. Here, okay, the content should be double space. The table should be single space. You made a mistake, you lose a point. I also want you to follow APA or MRA or whatever format, okay, and pay attention to punctuation, typos, uppercase, lowercase, all those kind of minor stuff. A paper, especially group paper, should be professional, okay? And I require you to have heading and subheadings with the boldface. You cannot give me just paragraph, paragraph, paragraph. You have to give me different headings and subheadings, okay? The file name is important. Group 1, GR1, followed by GX is what? Group number. GR1 underscore A1, A5, B2, whatever. And the file format should be Microsoft only. Don't give me Google Doc. Don't give me something weird. Don't give me my PowerPoint. Don't give me PDF. If you have a lot of sophisticated formatting, PDF can be used as supplemental, but you have to give me original Microsoft. Okay, so that's the rule. And one more thing, if I move into chapter 8, why the file name is so important? Assume you work for Walmart, 3,000 store managers. You submit a report. Company give you report title dash the store number, store 4,325, whatever, with something. You submit your support. Your file name is wrong. Company couldn't find your file because what? You didn't do the file name by the company's regulation. You miss your report. You can what? Lose your bonus. You can lose your promotion. Okay? big company, they have so many reports. Every report has a logic. So if I want to review all your group one, I can what? GR1. That's all the group one. They have what? A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. Okay? So it's part of the training. I don't care about Dr. Neller, Dr. Cangelosi. Everyone trains you something different. But Alex Chen wants you to have basic skill, writing a good report, proper format, proper font, proper size, proper file name, etc., etc. Okay, so please read that. This is a very, very serious stuff.